Car crash.
Okay,
Yes.
now.
Yes, now we can hear you.
It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay, great. Hi, nice to meet you. Wow.
Hi. Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Cool. How cool. You're looking great. Also, it's isolation time.
Thank you.
I told myself I wouldn't shave until we could go back outside, so it's getting a bit of a problem.
Yeah, okay. But you know these videos from the guys with the very long beards and they are using it as face masks, you know that? You saw that already?
That's my new goal. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, you will need a little bit more time, I guess.
Give it 2 weeks.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Dilum.
Hi everyone, and I'm Sandra.
And this is our podcast, K8 Car Crash. And today we are joined by a very special guest who is also showing work in the exhibition, hopefully very soon. And that is Claudia Holzinger. Hi, Claudia.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Claudia Holzinger.
Hi. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Looking out of the window and looking into the computer. That's great. That's what I'm doing these days.
It's two different kind of windows, like into the world that we can't really enter right now.
Yeah, it is like that. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy times we're living in, I think. But yeah.
But we can all enjoy in meetings like this, so I'm really happy to do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's Zoom and then there's all the other, like this. I only knew Skype, but now I'm using that too many tools. That's crazy. Like,
yeah, we discovered them too, like Zoom and all these stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool that these things are like introduced into my life and also used. That's cool. I like it.
Okay, so you are from Germany, I believe?
Yeah, I am.
So
maybe you can introduce yourself. Where are you from? I don't know, just introduce yourself.
Yeah, I can do that. My name is Claudia Holzinger. I'm a visual artist. I'm working with photography. Always use it as the main narrative, I could say. But also I'm working with text, sculptures, ready-mades. I'm living in Nuremberg, that's in southern Germany, and in northern Bavaria. And yeah, that's my introducing. That is the hard facts about me.
All right. Maybe first question would be, how did you get started in art?
Yeah, I think that's a very hard question because I cannot say this was the moment I started with making art. I thought about that a long time, and I grew up in a very, very small village in Bavaria, and there was not much artistic content or like creative surrounding there except church and TV. So I watched more TV than I went to church. And I fell completely for this Dawson's Creek series. I don't know if you remember that. It's this 19 series about Dawson Leary, the main character who always wanted to go to film school because he wanted to be like his idol, Steven Spielberg. And so I thought, okay, that is his dream and he's American. And okay, this is my dream also, I think. And so I always wanted to go to school. Yeah, but in Germany. I always wanted to go to film school. And after finishing my school, I wanted to apply there. But it's like really, really hard to do that application for film school because you do not only have to invest much time, but also much money. And so I thought, okay, what is the worst thing that could happen to me after finishing film school? And I thought, okay, perhaps working at TV production is the worst thing that could happen. And so I thought, okay, I go there and see what that is look like. And I went there and I stayed there 4 years. And after that, I completely knew that this is not what I wanted to do at all. Mm-hmm. And I thought, okay, I should go into something with photography, went to a photographer. And after half a year, I knew that this is also not the thing I wanted to do. And I thought, okay, I have to study something which gives me more time for content and not for technique, for media. like just to think about the content and then decide which medium would be best to form the content. Yeah, and then I went to art school. But there I studied graphic design, and after finishing my art school with my diploma in graphic design, I remember that I thought, okay, I cannot go to a graphic design company now. So I thought, okay, I just do what I did when I was in art school, and that is art without,
and that's stuck.
like, yeah, and that's it. It's hard to say that this is the decision, but I always tried things out, and then I thought, okay, this is not what I want to do, and that leaded me to accepting what I am doing is enough, perhaps. And I am an artist without this moment of awakening, or
misschien maybe further on this what you are saying, another question would be, what would you say is your artistic practice all about?
Oh, it's pretty much about me.
Okay.
Very autobiographical.
Yeah, it's radically just about me and myself. Yeah, it's about me and about the things I see, feel. I am surrounded with. It's much about accidents and coincidences also. Yeah, very associative, I would say, and intuitive. Yeah, and
that's why we were also very curious to meet you on camera, or well, now it has to be on camera, because we saw, like, well, some artists make work about, like, I don't know, painting for painting and all this stuff that's not really autobiographical. But with your work, we saw that it was like, oh, this is very personal and tells a lot about her life and herself and her humor. And the work is very, I don't know, in your face, let's say. So we wanted to see, like, okay, who's the woman behind, who's doing all of this stuff? And then humor, I think, is a very important aspect of the work.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe I would add something. I was really curious about meeting you to see how many acting thing is in your work. So I think that was really interesting for me. So maybe you can talk more about that.
About the acting?
No. Just what Dilum just said. Like we see that you really making work very personal and very about you. So I was wondering how many real you is in your work.
Yeah, I would say 100%. But of course, it's not. It's a side of me. It's not how I am in daily life. Or I think people see my work and they think I'm very loud and I'm very, I don't know, I'm not an easy person to talk to or to live with or things like that. And I don't think it's not summing up everything. It's just one aspect. And the work is bringing it to it's like a caricature a bit, you can say.
Yeah, that's.
And I think, that's important to get the message for me, not to do it too, can you say, watery, like it should not be that open so you can interpret and read everything in it, but it should not be that like teachy or pedagogic in a way that you feel like somebody is hammering on your head with a, like, I don't know. It should not be like that explicit, but also not be that, what is a good word for watery? Like to the point, but not that explicit that there's not a space for you to find yourself in or to interpret to set yourself in a relation to it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's because the work, or we describe the work as very kitsch or camp because it's very loud or just kitsch, and I don't know how you say it in English, but we call it maybe plot in Dutch.
It's the same in German. Plot.
Yeah, plot. Okay, great.
Yeah, I did.
Translate.
Well,
but then you also notice that there's this deeper layer, really, and you also describe it in your artist statement, where you say that you try to create access to a deeper, often painful truth in my work, and I'm quoting you directly now. How do you think those things mix, or what do you think this painful truth is that also something inside of you?
Yeah, it is. It is has much to do with self-acceptance and living the life like you want, and not to follow too much of traditions and social guidelines and like the do's and don'ts everybody is trying to get you into, or to make it your do's and don'ts. That is a thing for me always.
I think that's really hard thing to do. For me, it's very hard to not to follow like traditions and stuff. I'm Lithuanian, so my family and the culture of Lithuania. Even if I live in Belgium, it's very hard to lose that, like release that, like. People are saying for me, oh my God, you're an artist, but how you gonna have kids, and how you gonna build all that thing? And I'm actually, if I need to be honest, I think that every day I'm thinking about what I want actually, because I want both. I want family, but I also want to be an artist. So I don't know what is right, and maybe how to do everything excellent, and to be a good mother and to be a good artist. So I think it's really hard to do.
Yeah, that is hard. Oh God. I mean, I did not even talk about the family thing. That's really, really hard for me also to think about that. Yeah, but you should see it as a try and error thing. I remember when I was young, I always thought that my parents and all the grown-ups know the answers to everything, because they acted like they did. And there was one day I found out that this is just not true, that they also are just trying things and trying to get along, and that helped a lot.
Yeah, I say in the last podcast too that like my new life motto since the crisis is fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
You're not making great work, fake it until you make it. You're not happy, fake it until you make it. How do you fix a car? Fake it until you make it.
But that's a problem because it's not fixed.
It's like just fake it. And then people will start to believe that it's like real, and then it's like, okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
But do you know the thing that sometimes you're not even trying to fake it, and then people come up to you and say, oh my God, like your life is crazy. You've achieved so much. You can live from your art and everything. And I say, no.
Yeah.
And they say, but it looks like it. And I thought, oh, I did not even try that hard to make it look like that.
We just keep trying. And I think people maybe perceive that as like, okay, so she's really dedicated herself to it, which is, I mean, maybe all what an artist is about, like dedication and all that stuff.
Okay, maybe let's talk about photography. So your main practice seems to be photography. So how do you see photography? What do you think about it?
Oh, photography is the medium perhaps closest to my thoughts, and it feels the most natural for me most of the time. And also it's the most visivig, what you see is what you get.
Oh
thing.
Yeah, the most,
like this medium,
truest to life.
Yeah, I think so. So that is good for me because it does not add further distraction to my thoughts and plans, but is just a one-on-one thing, and then I can work further with it. So that's just great to have, and it's always, or most of the time, my first choice of medium.
And when you exhibit the works and the photographs, I've noticed that sometimes they become this sort of installation, like you put the pictures, I don't know, I have your portfolio in front of me so I can see them, but you hang them in the space, or you add like the apples to it. How does that work?
Oh, I like it when you feel like you're in a whole new universe, a whole new surrounding, and nothing is very set in terms of what it means, but you can set yourself in relation to what you see. Then you see the photographs that are always, that is what I mean with the main narrative. They tell you the story, or they introduce you to the story behind everything, but then there's still you being in this room surrounded by ready-made sculptures. I use fragrances a lot. These,
oh really?
Yeah, this thing for the rooms, the room fragrances that are always stinking. And this is also a thing, I think, where you're like catapulted in another sphere, and a little bit away from you, from yourself, from everything that is your life, into a story, into feeling and experiencing a story, and not only in photographs, but in a room, in 3D, with you as the main character in it, perhaps.
Okay.
That is what I like about these installations and working like that.
And you also have these ceramic sculptures. And then we were a bit surprised because we're still not clear on how you work with them, because you said, oh, I'm going to send them over for the exhibition. I was like, I hope they arrive fine. And then your package came and I was like, oh, I hope they were careful. And there was pictures of them. And I was like, I need to go back to our conversations because I'm a bit lost. So how do you approach those ceramics? Do you also show them in real life and also pictures of them, or how does that work?
I only show them as pictures, not as real ceramics. No, never. Because I really like reducing the things from 3D to 2D. Like that is also what photography does, because I'm 3D actually, but my photos are not. And I really like that. So you have, when doing them, when producing them, it's a lot about feeling and the haptic of the ceramics, and it's wet and it's cold, and you can see it from the 3-dimensional angles, and then it's reducing itself to this picture, but with the pictures with the other series, just adding another layer of things you can set relation between. I think that is what I wanted to do with it. Like there's this rose, this ceramic rose, with the thorns that are very, very big, and they are not sharp enough when they are done in ceramics, because you cannot do that like the natural ones that are really picky. Like and I like that a lot, that the ceramic works are 2 times reduced, then you can say. 1 time reduced because I'm not able, because I'm not that good in it also. It's very dilettantic. I'm doing them. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's about feeling, and it's another layer to set in relation to the other work. Yeah, I would say
it's maybe like or how you approach your practice and how you do things is, I think, also very direct. It's not like, okay, let me develop all these skills and make sure it's all precise and stuff. It's just like, okay, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it well, and then the result is going to be there, and it's going to be a very honest result. Yeah,
and then I want to just put it out and put it away, and I'm done with it. I want to do everything very fast as I can, I think, because I always have the feeling that I'm done with the things when I thought them to an end, when I developed the concept. And then there's always the thing that you have to do the things and to bring it into a form. And sometimes I think I want to be done when I'm done with thinking, you know, but then I have to work on it.
It's like words on paper.
Yeah. And then I have to work on it.
Yeah, sometimes I have the same with when I'm painting. Sometimes I have something in my head and I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's laziness. Maybe I'm too lazy to make the layers. But sometimes I'm like, oh man, why I can just not paint with my eyes, just like directly.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but I don't think it's laziness. It's just that it's something, perhaps an old thought for you, but not for everyone else. And it's not out there in the world physically, but in your head. Yeah. And so this is just, you have to do the work, but you already know everything about it. And that is also why I think it's so funny and so cool to have these ceramics as another layer, because it adds so much is happening by accident when I'm doing them. And this is cool because then I can experience something else, something I did not think of already.
That's
and
more
perhaps that is also why I invented that, or why I added it to my work. Yeah.
Do you
the same thing? Because I paint and I make installations on computers. Yeah. And then with computers, it's a lot about thinking, and then as soon as you have an idea for an installation, I see it, and then it's like, okay, now I have to put in all this work to like get it as a visual. While with painting, it's more like I have a vague idea that I want to translate onto the painting, and then it takes it's more about doing it in the moment and then seeing how it changes and how it develops, instead of having everything worked out beforehand, which I think works nicely together. You can't just do one or the other.
Yeah.
But you guys, do you agree that the vision and the idea you had in your head will never be the same in the results? Do you agree with that? Or I'm the only one who had that?
I would say sometimes it's like that, but sometimes it's exactly like I thought of it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but perhaps that's because of photography. You can see everything like you wanted to. And also when I'm photographing me and doing the self-portrait things, I can also act like I think I should act. So I do not have to talk to another person or use another person as my tool. So that is perhaps, I don't know how it is in painting. I think perhaps that's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, so how do you make your pictures? Is there someone, or do you just have it on a tripod and it's on a timer and you take pictures like that? Or is someone photographing you?
No, I have this, it's new for me. I have the timer with the 12 seconds and I always had to to pull the trigger. Yeah. It's like that, right? I always had to pull the trigger. Then I had to jump around on the other side of the camera and stage myself, scene myself. And then it did one picture. And then I had to go back, look at the picture. And then I had to change something like my hands and everything. And it took very, very, very long. And I also lost control of some of my body elements when I just did this circle around the camera all the time. Now I ordered a self, how is it called? Where you just
clicker that you can just click.
Yeah, the clicker. Yeah, and I click, and now every time the clicker is in the picture, or I try to put it away, but you see, it's not a natural hand
movement
anymore. Yeah, but that's also fun. I like that a lot. It's another kind of distraction and another kind of accident added, and that's cool also. Doesn't take that long anymore.
Thank God. But I keep thinking about what you're saying, and it's maybe an interesting metaphor that like you said pictures reduce 3 dimensions to 2 dimensions, and then you try to also maybe do the same with what you're trying to portray, like yourself and different maybe aspects of yourself that are then 3-dimensional, but in the photographs they get maybe 2-dimensional. but still very honest. And then you have the ceramics that add these elements to it, and then you have this whole story that maybe, like, instead of looking like that, you look, or looking forwards, you look sideways because it's two dimensions. I don't know, crazy metaphors.
Nah, it's good. I can understand that. I also thought when I said that, I thought that I think of the third dimension as the viewer. The viewer is the third dimension. And so it's hard for me to work in 3 dimensions, because there's 4 dimensions and I cannot think in 4 dimensions.
No, but I think that, yeah, it's interesting, because how do you translate yourself to someone else through a portrait that is then again one aspect of myself, and then instead of going into the depth, you go wide, which is another way of looking at someone, or experiencing someone or something. It also has, I'm thinking a lot right now. That's not healthy.
Cool.
Interesting.
But then I get very quiet, and then it never goes anywhere.
Yeah, same with me. Most of the time.
That's why I sometimes get quiet during conversations, and then people are like, "Are you focusing?" And I'm like, I got lost somewhere half an hour ago.
Yeah, but yours, is it like when I'm thinking of something very deeply, then you see it on my face, because my face is like there's nothing on it anymore, and people
I
are
apparently have resting bitch face, and then people are like, "Are you mad?" And then I'm like,
"Yeah."
What happened?
Yeah, they are asking me also, "Are you mad? Are you tired?"
I would like to be like this. Oh my God, I'm so transparent. You see everything in my face. I cannot hide something. Every emotion I have, it's just on my face. Everybody knows it.
Everybody
I've never seen you
but
angry.
that's cool.
What?
I've never seen you angry, I think.
It's because it's very hard to make me angry. That's why.
Really? What makes you angry? Like one thing.
Oh wow, that's really hard. Okay. I think people are doing bad things, like when they are not honestly, when they are lying. It makes me really, really angry.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
I hate that. And I think if I ask something 10 times I'm not angry. But after the 10th time, if I ask something to do, to not to do for me, like I don't know, don't say that I'm stupid, for example, and if I ask 10 times and they are not doing that, I'm get angry, really.
And are you counting? Okay, they have 8 times, 7.
Yeah, I'm counting. I swear, okay. I'm counting 1 time, 2 time, like after 3 time, I'm like, I'm sure after 10 time he will just do the same. I'm sure, okay. But I'm still waiting. Like maybe I'm hoping for them. So yeah.
I remember you being angry now. Remember in Holland on a football field, and we were drunk?
I don't know.
And another Russian was being very... I had to step in.
Oh, yeah, that Russian guy. Yeah, I was really angry at one Russian guy because,
I remember.
Because I saw that he was talking very bad about everybody almost. He was just criticizing everybody. And I was like so angry that I started to fight with him actually. Really.
Like physically, really?
I did not like that when people are judging for nothing.
Yeah, you're right. I do not like that either.
And I was in the middle of it. That was great.
I would not like to be you in that scene also.
I was like, let's calm down. And then I got drunk and I vomited, and then she was very happy to help me.
Okay.
I don't remember a lot, but I do remember that. Maybe let's get back to you.
But it's cool. It's a little bit of a comedy setting, I think.
It was very comedic then.
Yeah.
Well, looking
But
back,
believe me, Claudia. I think if you were the best friend of us, you would just have a big comedy, because there is always something happened in our lives that is always a comedy. Always.
I want to
Cool.
say
But that's
it's not
cool.
often my fault.
Better than a tragedy.
Yeah, almost.
Well, but most of the time it's like a tragedy for one person and then a comedy for the other. Like
Yeah.
Sandra got drunk in Venice and it was raining so bad, and then I had to drag her to the hotel in the rain. She wanted to go back to the club. She couldn't walk anymore. And I was so afraid that she would just fall into one of the canals and drown. So that was a tragedy for me. But I think for Sandra, it was a comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I'm going. So one time, Dilum got drunk. Wait a minute. So one time, Dilum got drunk at school, and he was just like crazy in his head. And e-cigarettes, like electronic cigarettes.
Yeah, I know.
In his sock, he put it in his sock, and he forgot that he put that there.
No. Okay.
And at certain point, he thought, he looked back into his foot and he thought that he broke his leg, but it was just a cigarette. So he called the ambulance.
No!
He called the ambulance. I broke my foot, fuck! Yeah.
What did they do? An X-ray? And then they...
No. So we canceled the ambulance in time.
Okay.
We were very happy. But like, no one was answering his cell phone. And I had this thing in my sock here. And I was like, I broke my foot, and no one answered their phone. So I was like, call the ambulance.
Yeah,
then
what should you
like
do
10
of it?
people around me, and I was like, don't touch it. Someone just was like, okay, just let me have a look. And I was like, okay, be careful. And she just pulled out the cigarette, and I was like, we have to cancel the ambulance. That was problematic.
Yeah, that's
okay.
fun.
But go back.
Drunk stories.
To the art. Okay.
Story time.
Away from the drunken stories. Sad.
We all have them.
Yeah, of course.
It's always fun afterwards. No, but let's get back to you and your photographs. So,
okay.
You appear in a lot of them. You use yourself a lot of it as a model, but sometimes you also use other people. Like you have a series on your father, and then I saw that you have a friend, a guy who also sometimes appears in your photos. What's that about?
What's that about? Perhaps I'm
Also
tired
part
of
of your
only
life.
seeing my face in Photoshop. I don't know. I'm interested in other people also. It's a very general thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but maybe because it's about you, but like it's maybe not only yourself is about you, but also the people around you, because your environment also tells a lot about who you are.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And also when I photograph other people, it's always a story behind. The series I do about my father that is still ongoing is him in his FC Bayern München suits, because he's working in the cellar of the house I grew up in. There is his office. He's an informatiker, IT specialist. He's programming, and he does not have to wear real pants to do that. And so he just wears these FC Bayern suits every day. He goes into the cellar and into his office for work. And for me, this was just normal, because I grew up in that house and it was always like that. He wore the suits and he was working in the cellar. But all my friends said, what's it with your dad? He's sitting in the cellar.
Why is he in these tracksuits?
Yeah, and what is it? I never saw him wearing pants. And so I thought, okay, so this is something interesting, and started the series. And that is the story about it. So it's in a thing, it's not acted, but it's a very special little story. Yeah, little thing I stage. Perhaps you can say
stage, you take maybe It's not acted, it's more like showing.
Yeah, showing. Yeah, and it's the same with my mom, which is, the series is not that she's not wearing these FT Bayern suits, but she's very loud and outgoing and very social and very, like, she's very extreme in everything she does. Like, for everything she does is with a 100% volume, you can say. And
Sounds
so
like
are the like you. Yeah. So that is why the pictures are also like that. I think it's all about her, and it's very loud and very, very my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Something I noticed, maybe because I'm still trying to make sense of everything that was said, because I often get the feeling that that you enact or something different personalities when it's yourself. Because, for example, the series where you bought the Amazon costumes.
Yeah.
How does that relate to yourself?
That is just something I found on the internet. I think that the sexy stewardess costume was the first costume I found, and that led me to search for these absurd costumes, and I found so many, and then I just ordered them because I did not have a clear picture what to do with them. And I thought, okay, perhaps when I really have them physically, then I know what to do with them. And I put them on and thought I had to really act very theatrical and really very outgoing and just doing these crazy gestures, positions. But I think that they are doing what they are doing is all from them. They are doing it all by themselves because they are absurd enough and crazy enough to fill in the picture or to be the center of the picture. And I do not have to do more than just wear them and show them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that an answer to your question?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It was an interesting answer. Because when I looked at your work, I got the sense that it was almost a mixture of two artists that I already knew. Rineke Dijkstra, who's a Dutch artist.
Oh, yeah.
And then this Belgian artist, Ria Paquet, who, do you know her?
No, but I Googled her because you sent me the the name
because,
already. Yeah.
Because Ria Paquet, always took on this role of Madame, and she just walked around the street or went to London, and then someone took photographs of her in that role, kind of. And then she was always this lonely older woman without a husband that went on vacation by herself in these large groups, but where did she belong? And it was also about like what's her identity and stuff like that. So on the one hand, you have this very honest representation of yourself, which is very Rineke Dijkstra, and photographing the honesty of people or people as they really are. And then you have Ria Paquet, where you have these kind of fantasy roles that are part of you that you enact. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct. I think you can see it like that. Yeah, sure.
I think by the works of your father, I see a lot of things from Dijkstra, because Dijkstra take her models, and she's waiting along to push the button, push the trigger, because she's waiting until the model will not act anymore. When the model will getting himself like by the face or something. So I think by the pictures of your father, I see the same thing, when like it's very natural. It seems to be very natural. But your own photos of your own is more act or something, you know. So I think it's a similar thing to.
Yeah, or sometimes even overacting, doing a
yeah.
bit too much overacting.
It reminds
Yeah.
me of like when I was little, we wanted to be like fashion designers, me and a couple of friends, like when we
Yeah.
were, I don't know, 14 or something.
Mhm.
And we had this old couch that my parents were going to throw away, and we put it outside and we put some leaves on it because it was fall. Then we were like posing on it like models in our non-fashionable clothes. And then it was like you're acting like a model and you're staging all these things, but it's like very much a part of you because you want to be that person, or you want to feel like that in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you also
Okay.
relate to your
You
work?
think that I'm just acting like I want, like I'm seeing others act, right? Just to, because I want to be like them. Is that what you want to say?
No, not be like them, but like
Well, actually, I
feel
had
yourself
one
in that
thought.
position or something.
No, by the theory of um, oh my god, how it calls, be always sexy. By
Yeah,
that
yeah,
theory,
the costume series.
yeah, I thought that the idea, before I wrote your statement, I thought that the idea is to give a lot of critic to people. They are taking like selfies with all those, phone
Selfies.
filters.
Ah, okay, the filters. Okay.
Yeah, so because the Photoshop and all those things, like I think the most photo that looks like that is the one with jail, where you
Mm-hmm.
are like in jail, so I immediately thought that this is a critic uh, to all those things, like by phone and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But you read it like that. You can see it like that. What I always thought of are these stereotypes. And yeah, sure, it's all about that, obviously.
So you recently launched this website /one exhibition. Time is hard to manage. Could you talk more about that?
Yeah, Time is Hard to Manage is a website where you can discover a lot by clicking on all the icons and all the images, and then you come to another site and you see something you did not expect. It's like jump and run game, but click and fun. Can you click and fun website? It's the new sort of website I wanted to invent.
Okay.
And I was the last half year I was in Baden-Baden. It's a city, a very rich city close to France, and I had a fellowship there, and I lived in a flat and was completely out of my normal life, like no friends. I did not know anybody, like residency feeling, but not with other residents, but alone.
Mm-hmm.
In a city where only rich people are spending their free time and hardly nobody's working, and everyone is really dressed like it's crazy, like in Paris on Sundays. I don't know, just
Very
crazy.
weird
And I
setting.
was, yeah, I mean, crazy. And I was sitting there and was completely lost, and I had much time and did not know what to do in a city like that at first, and
Mm-hmm.
was confronted with myself like I had not been before, because I was working and everything. I mean, you distract yourself from yourself in your normal life, or at least that is what I do with doing work for money. And so I was sitting there and didn't know what to do, and I went out a lot, and I was watching people a lot, binge watching people. And when I came home, I just wrote texts, like more or less fragments of what I saw and what I was thinking when I saw it, what I was thinking about. Yeah, more or less everything. Not only what I saw, but also what I felt, and yeah, what people told me. and this website. So it's a collection of everything I experienced in my time in this city that is so uncommon and so far away from my daily life, my daily normal life.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put it on this
Okay,
Click
that's
and Fun
interesting.
website.
Yeah, I did, because I did not know how to present it properly or better. I think for me it was never a book or some kind of printed matter. It had to be digital, and also it was important for me that it's not forever, that it's not there forever, because the website will be only available up to July, and then something other should happen on that web page. Another kind of collection
Do you
should
already
appear
have
there.
idea?
Click and fun experience. I don't know.
Maybe you
What did
can
you say, Dilum? I'm sorry.
remember those online, or I don't know, online games when in the 90s, like these game websites, there you have this ball jumping around. That's also Click and Fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the browser games.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's also Click and Fun. Yeah.
But then your website is like culturally interesting also.
Culturally?
Interesting.
What do you mean by that?
Like the browser games are entertainment and then yours has like a cultural value.
You mean that? Yeah. I don't know. I remember. Do you remember the blobby volley? Do you know that?
Was it like I just remember one where you had to shoot an arrow and then the bubbles split?
No, it's not that. It's like two figures. They are looking like pudding, like these pudding blobby things, and they are doing a kind of volleyball, beach volleyball.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
And they look extremely funny when they are playing with the ball, because they are fluid in a way.
Oh, now I have something to do while I'm stuck inside. I'm going to Google
I have to. Yeah, I have to Google
Oh my
that
God,
too.
it seems not like I really don't know about what you guys are talking about because I never play games, never ever play games,
Okay.
and I grew up when I was child with a PlayStation called Sega, something like that.
Sega, yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
So I played all my in the whole my childhood Mario and tanks, with the tanks, like shooting other tanks and protect your bird in the middle. So
Protect the bird. I don't know about that. I know
you do
Mario,
know?
but I don't know about the birds.
Were you sure that
Yes.
was a video game or was just military school?
No, no, that was not military school. It was video game.
Stories on that one too.
I also, oh my God, this is crazy. We had also, so you get by that Sega, you got a pistol who reacts to the TV. So there was a game to shoot, also to shoot birds. So you shoot like into the TV and it reacts. It was just amazing thing for us in that time.
Yeah.
So after my thing broke, I never played video games at all.
Yeah, I sometimes play Sims.
Oh, that's fun too.
Yeah, Sims. Yeah, I like.
Are you like?
Can get completely lost.
Are you like a nice person to the Sims, or do you like drown them in pools?
Yeah, I do it like that. Yeah. And I always want to be a man, and I always want to have these, Laufbahn. Like you can decide what's happening, what's important in your life, and I always want this romantic. What is it? Like the romantic or the
the romantic
women
option.
are the most important.
Oh my God, you want to be a womanizer?
Yeah, I want to, and that is what I do all the time. And I have all these
so
whirlpools
like
in house. Yeah, that is really cool. But 1 week ago, I started a game with a new character, and I called her Claudia Holzinger, and I just designed her like I am looking and what I would wear. And that is so, I don't know, I don't know. I cannot even watch her.
Yeah, no, it's too close to home. It's like, this is almost reality. Let's not like deal with this right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have just crazy idea. What if somebody made a video game like something like that, like Sims, yeah? But the characters are Picasso and Richter and Claudia Holzinger, for example. Like all the artists who are living together. Oh my God, I would play that game for sure. I swear that.
That would be interesting to see their reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're really programmed like them. Yeah, that would be also cool.
We either create utopia or they burn the place down in 5 days.
I could not hear you very good. I'm sorry.
No, me neither.
They either create a utopia or they burn the place down in 5 days.
You mean when the game is created?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it would be like that. Extreme.
Yeah. Oh my God. Extreme artists.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, now I want to do that. Look there after July on Time is Hard to Manage, and I would try to figure it out to make it come to life.
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay.
I'm so excited already.
Yeah,
Let me know. I'm gonna start to play games. This is just really crazy for me.
Oh my God.
Cancel everything.
But just use the Sims and stream it on like a YouTube and be like, okay, the first character is Gerhard Richter, the second one is Sigmar Polke, and just going and watch them do their stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
We have plans.
So
We have plans already. That's good.
Oh. Don't make too many plans.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, we're trying to figure out like questions we want to ask each artist that we interview. And the first one is, how would you describe your studio right now in 1 sentence?
Oh, that is very difficult for me because my flat is my studio at the moment. And there are different stations. There's a ceramic station and a computer working station and a station for taking pictures. Yeah.
All in one.
So
all in one.
All in one at the station.
No, it's 3 stations in the flat, somewhere in the flat.
3 stations.
In different rooms. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I tried it not to be too messy, but that's difficult sometimes.
Yeah, our studio.
Oh my God, all artists are so messy. All artists are messy. My mom is gonna kill me one day, I think, because I'm so messy.
I once showed a picture of our studio to my mom and she was like, I'm never going there. Do never make me come there. Then the second question is, can you recommend a good book or documentary?
Oof. Okay, book. Do you know Sibylle Berg? I don't know if it's also translated in English already. She wrote a novel. It's called Grime. And I read it 2 months ago. And I'm still thinking of it. And I cannot read something else because I'm still stuck in that kind of story. That is a really good book. Sibylle Berg, Grime. It's GRM.
Okay.
Just the 3. GRM, yeah. And documentary. Yeah. Recently I watched The Tiger King. Of course, like everyone did. Oh, I don't know. It's very sensational, but in trashy in a way I like. I'm very attracted to, like kitschy also.
Yeah.
And Joe Exotic always wears this, like he's looking like in Las Vegas all the time. Like, everything is looking like Las Vegas, like low budget Las Vegas. And that is also what I liked a lot about it. But yesterday I watched the documentary in Netflix about Julian Schnabel, which was very good also. Yeah, that is what I do a lot, watching documentaries, biopics about artists or...
I always find it hard to find in Belgium.
They're hard to find?
That's why we're asking now, because people maybe see
Yeah.
more than we do. But going back to the Tiger King, because I want to watch it, but apparently in the second episode, he got his arm torn off or something.
Wait whoa! Wait a minute, we lost you.
Yeah, it's hard to follow you because you're having this computer. Yeah, it's kind of cool, but
it'll. No, in the Tiger King, apparently in the second episode, something happens where he loses his arm or something, and I don't really want to see that.
Oh, you don't see it. You can watch it if you're afraid of just because of that. You don't see it.
So
and
no
it's not him.
Scenes.
Yeah, it's someone working at the zoo, and you don't see it.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Because it's weird, because then you have this crazy Tiger King character, and then he's super American and redneck, and then apparently he's also gay. So I'm like, I'm interested. I want to see it.
Yeah, it's a cool story. It's like the tiger mafia. It's crazy. You cannot imagine it to be real. Like they are keeping these tigers and lions in private zoos. I mean, a private zoo.
But are people?
And they are talking like it's just very normal.
But can other people come in and be like?
Yeah, they come in. They do it for money. They have these cages, and they are breeding them also. And then people come and visit the zoo like a regular zoo, but it's a private one owned by one person.
Oh my God!
And he's the owner of, I think it's over 100 cats, like over 100 tigers and lions, and ligers. It's when you crossbreed tigers and lions. It's just
that's a thing.
Crazy. That's a thing. Yeah, they are doing that.
America really has to figure itself out, I think.
Yeah, it has to. Not only because of that, but also because
of that.
It's just crazy.
Okay, and then our final question is, do you have any tips for starting artists?
Okay, I'm gonna do the last one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the last one. What would be your advice to young artists?
Oh, okay. That means that I'm old.
I want to
No. Maybe
you have more experience.
Okay.
Let's see like this.
From old artists to young artists. Okay, I would say just create, just do something. Don't ask yourself too much. Don't think about it too much. Create, and then you find what you're interested in, and you find your topic and your form. Yeah, and if you don't know what to do, then do it, and then you will know what you don't want to do, and that is also a gain.
Like working for television.
No, it's so hard to understand you. I'm so sorry about that.
Like working for television.
Yeah, like working for television. Yeah. It's so funny to see that everything in my biography, it was not like an active decision for art, but it's that is what was left when I just tried out everything else, what I thought I was interested in. Mm-hmm. And I discovered that this is not what I wanted to do. So yeah.
Okay, great.
And then it's the try and error thing, like we talked about. Yeah. And it's always better to do something than to do nothing. This is in everything in life. I think it's like that. Okay. Doing something is better than just waiting, doing nothing. Yeah.
Okay, great. I think we
great.
everything.
Yeah, I think it was, for me, it was really interesting and also inspiring for maybe my own thinking world. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting for our viewer also to get know you better, and we are very thankful for you to have this conversation.
Thank you. It was really, really such a fun talk with you, getting all these drunk stories.
We have so many more. I think
I think
we should do a talk show and just recount the last 5-6 years that we had together, which are sometimes problematic.
Yeah, but that's great. You studied together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hated me at first, but that's in the first episode.
But you're not studying anymore, right?
No,
I study for art teacher to be an art teacher. Yeah. So I think only 2 years ago there is a possibility to study only to be an art teacher, not like to be just a teacher of everything.
Okay. It's, art teacher.
Yeah, for art teacher. So yeah, what can I say about that? This is this is bullshit. I don't want to. I don't like that study. I don't like it because it's so boring. So I'm just really waiting for the time when I get my diploma and I will start to work, because at my
internship.
Yeah. So at that time, I started to recognize myself, what I know about art, about painting or drawing, and it's so interesting because you can find yourself through your students. This is just an insane thing. So I'm really happy for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to study to work as an art teacher, and then it's just cool to be an art teacher, and that is the hell you have to go through, right?
Cool. So maybe for that I can say, like Boyce said, the greatest to be a teacher was my greatest work of art. So I think this is very cool.
Yeah, it's a project, I think. Yeah.
Project, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And so can I ask you a question about the exhibition and the space? Yeah. Because you cannot open it, right? You don't know when there will be an opening.
No.
Possible, right? Okay.
We're waiting for, they extended the quarantine in Belgium until May 15th, I think.
Okay.
No.
Germany.
May 5th.
May 5th?
Yeah.
But then what they're going to do afterwards is not clear. So they're talking about opening up schools first, starting with the primary school and then secondary school, and then gradually opening up the other places. But at what time we will be able to open up and actually have an audience, because right now, even if everything opens up, I don't think a lot of people are going to be really excited to come outside.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe during the summer we will be able to have the opening.
Great. Just great. And cancelled all the. I'm sorry.
Because also the borders are closed right now, so we can't even. We also have a guy from Berlin who wants to come to the opening to see his work and stuff. And at the moment, it's not even possible. So it's really kind of a bit of a problem. But as soon as the borders open up again, at least for like, we're lucky, we can call this professional work. So we can be like, I'm going to Belgium, not on vacation, but to go to my opening.
Yeah.
As soon as that's possible, I think we can start thinking again about like, new date. Get everybody informed, get some artworks that aren't at the exhibition yet.
Yeah.
And then, but as soon as we know more, we'll of course inform everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine it to be like that. I was lucky because I got the money back for the train tickets.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
That was the
that
first
would
thing I thought of, like, because the guy from Berlin also had everything booked, and I was like, this is so stupid because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if everybody's going to get their money back and stuff.
Yeah.
And we also,
Nah, that was okay without problems.
oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, no,
Thank God.
because another girl from also Berlin, like she wanted her work back during the quarantine, so we send it back to her, but now she has to send it back again, and I'm like, those are all costs that like starting artists can't really afford that much, and now there isn't even work, so it's a great pain in the ass for everybody. While we wanted to create opportunities, now we have to like kind of postpone them and take a few away, I think, which is
But still, I mean, we can look forward for a longer time. That's great. We can be happy about the future exhibition opening.
soon.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And in the meantime, we have the podcast going for us.
Yeah, that's really a good project too. And you're having fun doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought so. Yeah.
Usually
For me, it's not only having fun, but also education of English language.
Yeah, for me too.
It's very, very good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, great. Cool that you're doing it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for having us. Thank you for being on our show.
Yes.
Great. Just great. It was really, really a blast. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So we see each other at the opening. I don't know when, but we see each other.
Yeah.
In
Cool.
better health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.